In a dusty corner of our history's page, a curious project took center stage in the 40s. A ship, the Eldridge by name, was chosen to play a peculiar game. The goal was quite grand, a military quest to make a warship pass the ultimate test. Cloaked in secrecy, in Philadelphia's bay, they aimed to make it vanish, fade clean away. The theory they used, a unified field, a power so great, it had yet to be revealed. Bending light and bending space, to leave not a whisper, not a single trace. The plan was called Rainbow, a colorful guise for a project that would shock civilian eyes. They fired up the generators, a low, humming sound, as strange green fog began to creep all around. The ship started to shimmer, a ghostly green haze, lost in the fog, a bewildering maze. Then right before their very own sight, the USS Eldridge flickered out of the light. It wasn't just hidden, not just out of view, it had completely vanished. What could they do? The men on the shore, they watched in pure dread as whispers of madness started to spread. But here's where the story takes a sharp, crazy turn, a lesson in physics they were about to learn. 200 miles off, in a Norfolk dock, the Eldridge appeared, a sudden, hard shock. It stayed for a moment, a spectral display, then blinked back to Philly. Later that day, it had traveled through something, a wormhole, a rift, a terrifying, unintentional gift. But the cost for the crew was a price beyond hell, a story that sailors would later retell. When the ship reappeared in its original spot, the scene was far worse than anyone thought. Some men were on fire, with no flame to be seen. Others were raving, insane and unclean. Some were found fused, embedded in steel, a nightmare made flesh, horribly real. Their bodies were part of the bulkhead and deck, a metallic tomb for a naval shipwreck. Two brothers, they say, just jumped overboard, a leap into madness, their sanity gored. They claimed they had traveled forward in time, a consequence born of this technical crime, and others just vanished into thin air, caught between worlds in a state of despair. Some would just fade, then reappear slow, a horrifying, unpredictable show, one man at a diner. So the legend is told, vanished forever, a story turned cold. He just got up, walked straight through a wall, leaving his family to answer the call. The Navy, of course, said it's all just a lie, a hoax and a fable beneath the clear sky. They claim it's a tale that a sailor had spun, a fantasy born of the sea and the sun. They said the green glow was from a degaussing test to ward off magnetic mines and put fears to rest. To teleport a simple trip through a canal, a boring explanation to answer the call. But witnesses swore they saw something more, something that shook them right down to the core. A man named Carl Allen, or Carlos Allende, wrote letters that made the whole story extend. He claimed he was there, on another ship near, and saw the whole thing crystal and clear. He spoke of Einstein, of theories untold, of a secret experiment, brave and so bold. But his words were dismissed, his credibility shot, labeled a drifter, his story forgot. Yet the tale of the Eldridge continues to grow, a seed of doubt planted, a mystery to sow. Did the Navy unlock a power to vast, a door to a future, or a ghost from the past? Were sailors the victims of a science so strange, their atoms and minds forever rearranged? Think of the men who were part of the whole, their silent screams making the ocean seem dull. Or the ones who would phase in and out of our plane, driven completely and utterly insane. Was it a failed test of invisibility tech, or something far stranger that caused the whole wreck? A portal to somewhere we can't comprehend, a journey that never was meant to have an end. The files are all sealed, the truth locked away. What really happened in Philadelphia Bay? The official account is neat and it's clean, but the legend persists, a disturbing dark scene. A ghost ship that traveled through space and through time, a story that echoes in this little rhyme. So next time you see a strange fog on the sea, think of the Eldridge and its dark mystery. A warning, a legend, a question, a plea about the deep secrets of the U.S. Navy. The truth is out there, or so people say, forever adrift, just like that ship in the bay. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more strange tales from the other side.